Applying Stoicism in Everyday Life. Hello and welcome back to the Everyday Stick. In this episode, we're incredibly fortunate to be joined by actor Ethan Suplee. Ethan is widely recognized and celebrated for his memorable roles in iconic films such as American History X and Remember the Titans, as well as his work on the beloved television series My Name is Earl. We truly hope you enjoy this conversation. Ethan Suplee. Hi everyone, my name is Ethan Suplee, and I work as an actor and also host a podcast. Interviewer. To kick things off, Ethan, could you share what Stoicism personally means to you? Ethan Suplee. For me, the concept of Stoicism, or perhaps more accurately, the aspect of it that resonated most deeply and made the most sense, revolves around the idea that reality simply is star. Things happen as they happen, independent of my wishes or control. However, the crucial insight is that I possess the inherent power to choose my reaction to whatever occurs, and to do so in the manner that is most beneficial or appropriate for me in that moment. So, this fundamental notion, that my reactions, particularly those I might be unhappy with, are entirely within my power to alter. That's the core idea that truly captivated me and drew me in. Interviewer. That's a powerful perspective. Are there any specific Stoic teachings or resources you would recommend to someone interested in the philosophy? Ethan Suplee. Absolutely. One teaching that has been profoundly meaningful in my own journey, and which carries a very strong Stoic essence, is the Serenity Prayer. It's often associated with programs like Alcoholics Anonymous, and it goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That prayer encapsulates a key Stoic principle about distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. Additionally, I've had a copy of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations in my bathroom, right next to the toilet, for around 2 decades now. It's become one of those things I make a point to look at and reflect on almost every single day. Interviewer. It sounds like these principles are deeply integrated into your life. How do you go about applying Stoicism on a practical, day-to-day basis? Ethan Suplee. Well, for a significant period of my life, I operated under the belief that certain external things were inherently harmful to me. I thought, for instance, that food itself was damaging, or that drugs and alcohol were the source of my problems. It wasn't until I had a crucial realization that the issue wasn't the substances or the food themselves, but rather my own inappropriate or harmful way of using them that I began to feel empowered and gain mastery over them. You see, for a long time, it felt like all these external forces were beating me, controlling my life. But the change came purely from a shift in perspective. And that, I believe, is precisely what the Stoics are talking about. If you can simply perceive the world, or a situation, from a different angle, a perspective you have complete control over choosing, you gain immense power over your experience of everything. Frankly, I just find it a much more enjoyable and certainly a much more effective way to navigate the world. Ultimately, it truly is all about the perspective you choose to adopt. Interviewer. Building on that, are there any particular specific teachings or insights from Stoicism that stand out to you as especially impactful? Ethan Suplee. Yes, one that really resonates with me is the understanding that I have the capacity to choose how I feel. I can feel whatever I want to feel. Now, when I say that, it's important to acknowledge that it's definitely work star. There are frequent occasions where I have an immediate reaction, an emotional response to something, and then I find myself getting upset at myself for having that emotional reaction. In those moments, I have to consciously remind myself, wait, that's not the fundamental reality. None of that internal turmoil is the objective truth of the situation. It's all just my personal interpretation of the data I'm receiving, my way of looking at things. And I can, through conscious effort and internal dialogue, talk myself through that reaction to a point where I feel better. I can tell myself, this intense emotion I'm feeling right now isn't the reality of the situation. That external event is just that external event, and it has no inherent power or bearing on how I must feel about it. It's about separating the event from your judgment or feeling about the event. Interviewer. That's a very practical way to frame it. For the average person who might not be studying philosophy, how can they start applying Stoicism in their everyday life? Ethan Suplee. I think for the everyday person, the easiest and most accessible way to start applying Stoicism is exactly what we just discussed, by simply playing with perspectives. When something happens, or you have a strong reaction to something, take a moment to pause and think, what was my initial, gut reaction to this? And how could that initial reaction potentially be wrong or incomplete? Then, actively consider, what's another way, a different perspective, from which I could view this same situation or thing? That's really the core method I try to employ. My immediate instinct might tell me one thing, but I consciously ask myself, what could another possible instinct or interpretation be? And in what ways might that perspective also be valid or correct? I try to apply this kind of questioning and exploration of different viewpoints to most of the ways I feel about anything that comes up in life. Interviewer, that's excellent, actionable advice. Finally, for our listeners who are interested in learning more about you or your work, where can people find you? Ethan Suplee, you can easily find me on Instagram. My handle there is @EthanSuplee. And you can also find my podcast, The American Glutton Podcast, on pretty much any platform where you listen to podcasts. Interviewer, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ethan, for sharing your insights. We hope everyone listening enjoyed this conversation. If you enjoyed this week's conversation with Ethan or would like to see more of his work, be sure to follow him on social media using the links provided. To show your support for what I do here, I invite you to visit www.everydaystoic.com. There's a direct link in my bio. On the site, you'll find the Momentum Mori calendar, a tool I've been using consistently for the past few months. Every time I mark off a completed day, it fills me with a deep sense of gratitude for the time I've already had. At the same time, it creates a gentle but powerful reminder to use the time I still have with intention and purpose. This calendar isn't just a planner, it's a daily motivation tool that helps keep my goals aligned with my values. By purchasing it, you directly contribute to the creation of more content like this, and I truly appreciate any support you can offer. Wishing you a wonderful day ahead.